All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are live from Chat Slickers with Sergio of Old Town Cellars in-house for a wonderful wine tasting, our weekly wine tasting. Come on down. We are here from 3 to 6 p.m. Tasting wines of Portugal. And there will be 6 wines, a couple of Vinho Verdes, a white, as well as a couple reds that we will be showcasing that are super tasty. It'll be a full, all right, it'll be a full showcase of Portuguese wines. So come on down. I'm going to get behind the table with Sergio in a few minutes or a few moments just to talk about the wines a bit. But good times, good times, good times. I'm going to sleep. Thank you, thank you. Hey there, how's it going? Doing well, thank you. How about you? Yeah. Right? It is nice and warm out. Hello there, everyone. I'm so sorry if we're low or empty on wine there. We're gonna toast anyway, right? Absolutely.
Now I'll be quiet.
Right, exactly.
So
all secrets now.
Vinho
All secrets
Verde
are
is
out.
very interesting, light.
We
But
are
even more interesting is Vinho Verde Rosé.
gonna have a
Why?
little bit of fun
Because
here.
Vinho
Hopefully
Verde
you all can see
Rosé
us
requires
A-okay,
red
but
grape.
come on down
And Vinho Verde region
to
is
chat
where
for
97%
wine
of
tasting.
grapes
Of course,
are
we
white.
do this
So we
every
have
single
certified
Saturday
17
from
grapes,
3 to
of
6
which
p.m.
5 are
And
more lucrative to go into
for
Rosé.
now, it's
And we
free of
have
charge.
Portuguese
So,
Cego Rosé made from 2
definitely
grapes,
worth coming
Vinho
on by to see
and
us, especially
Espadera.
throughout the weekend. This is Sergio. He is going to be kind of just explaining people through the various wines that we are tasting today.
So
Once again, amazing.
we preserve this style of slightly effervescent rosé
for the journey, but
with
if you can get down
strawberry,
here to
cherry,
join us in
and
person,
slightly
that'll be
lime
fantastic
style.
to do. We're tasting till 6, and Sergio, you are mic'd and live, and so just speak about the wines as you go along. Nothing outside of the norm of what you're doing now.
Yeah. So the first 2 we have Vinho Verde, the classic trademark of Portugal. And the second one is more interesting, Vinho Verde in Rosé style. If we count like Vinho Verde whites, count about 86% of white wines from Vinho Verde region, and about 6 to 9% are Rosé, and even less of red wines. Why? Because red grapes are not doing very well in Vinho Verde region because of the climate. They don't get enough sun and warm days to produce ripened grapes. So most of the cases, red grapes go into Rosé, because for Rosé, you usually need slightly under-ripened red grapes, high in acidity. So we have here Vinho Verde and Vinho Verde Rosé styles.
Nice and light.
Thank you. Next one will be going next door to Vinho Verde is famous Douro Valley. And Douro Valley is known for their reds, either in dry style, Douro, DOC, or port style, fortified reds. So we will show you something less known, and these are white Douro blend. We have here Rabigado, Viosinho, and Gouveia. 4 months on lease. Take your time, please. So this one is unfiltered, unoaked, shows pretty full expression of these grapes, and you can call it gourmet style because it's meant to go with food, first of all. Comes from Quinta, one of the oldest wineries in Portugal. At one point in its history, it belonged to royal family of Portugal. Yeah, now you're exposing me like, you know, like we used to say, like when somebody comes into the room, like so, like, where is he? Where is he? Everybody steps back, like, and then and then the person says, okay, you get down, and then everyone starts drinking because I want you down drinking. So these were whites and rosé, and we are getting into reds. As I mentioned, Portuguese wines are most of the times all about blends. There is even like cultural belief that one grape variety is not sufficient to make great wine. So historically, Portuguese winemakers are making blends between by blending at least 2 to 5 grape varieties. So anytime you come across a Portuguese wine that is monovarietal, always give it a chance because only the best masterpieces are making it to the market. And in this case, we're talking about Touriga Nacional, the national red grape of Portugal, coming from South Sebastião or San Sebastian winery. And Filippo Pinto is winemaker, and when I met him at the winery, he was really proud of being able to make monovarietal Touriga Nacional. Nowadays in Portugal, not many wineries have sufficient vineyards or quantity of grapes to make it monovarietal. Again, because mostly whites, rosé, and reds are blended wines. So to make a monovarietal, you need like good quantity. And this Touriga Nacional got several medals in Europe. It's a pleasant red. In combination, I would say it has notes of Cabernet Sauvignon and pleasant finish of Syrah with slightly spicy notes. It's very smooth on the middle palate. No oak, only stainless steel. Spanish, a little bit, learning. Russian, Romanian, English, French. But you know, like they say, like in Europe they say, like, I am a polyglot. I can keep quiet in 300 languages. Yeah. So what do you think about this Touriga Nacional, which is like, yeah, it's, sure. It's a pleasant combination. Yeah, yeah. This is what Felipe was proud about. He got it into its good expression. And Felipe, he's, I think, my age or a little bit older. So he's been in making wines for over 25 years. And with South Sebastião, he's over 15 years. And he's like a pretty seasoned winemaker. And when he speaks about particular wine with a lot of joy, like, I really took it from him. This is how we decide to bring these wines to US. And let me give you the very last one. Yeah, number 6. Here we have old Spanish winemaking style red coming from Douro, very famous Douro reds. Unoaked, unfiltered, 4 grapes, Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinta Roriz, and Tinta Cao. Number three. Number 3, we have less known white from Douro Valley. It's a blend of Viosinho, Gouveia, and Rabigado. No oak. No oak. But 4 months on lees, so you get slightly more expression, richer character, and also unfiltered. Previously, we used to use bentonite, which was like part of like filtering system with clay granules, making this wine vegan. Nowadays, we don't do filtration at all. So Portuguese wines a lot of times they're vegan.
Red number 2.
Red number 2.
So number 5, I guess.
Overall number 5. Yes. 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have a beautiful French style vinified in Portugal. So we have Cabernet Sauvignon 50%, 50% Alicante Bouschet, 18 months in French oak. So oak exposure is not really traditional to Portugal, but it's a new trend to make it like French, Spanish. This wine is dedicated to fundraising for endangered species. In this particular case, is Western European honeybee. Yeah, yeah, it's a big, yes. We are on the same wine now. So meant to intrigue, but also to impress. We are number 4, first red. Yes, we get here. So I was mentioning earlier that Portuguese wines are usually blended wines. So anytime you see a Portuguese white or red of one single variety, always give it a chance, simply because this kind of wine is a masterpiece that winemaker is really proud to launch on the market. Here we have Touriga Nacional, which is sort of, not yet, yeah, we're here, Touriga Nacional, which would be a combination, here. Oh, okay, yeah. So for those who live in Tennessee, it's also a nice present. Combination of Cabernet Sauvignon character with Syrah, with slightly spicy finish, making it perfect. And there is no oak exposure, only stainless steel. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to our Portuguese wine tasting. We'll take you to Portugal over this little table. If you have any preferences, whites only or reds only, let me know. Red? Okay, then I'll take you straight to the red. Yeah. So we'll start with Touriga Nacional. We are on first red, right?
First red.
You holding? Okay. Touriga Nacional, indigenous grape of Portugal. If you want. So this one in Lisbon area, it's slightly south. In the area close to Lisbon, it's like 40 minutes away from Lisbon. Yeah.
We're on red 2.
Red 2. Red number 2 will be French expression of Portuguese wine. They used here Cabernet Sauvignon and Alicante Bouschet. Alicante Bouschet is one of those 17 grapes called in French Touriga. There are unique 17 grapes that have not only red skin but also red pulp. So when you crush the grape, juice is immediately reddish pinkish, and after skin contact becomes dark inky red color. So 50% is Alicante Bouschet, Cabernet Sauvignon, matured for 18 months in French oak. Oak exposure is not traditional for Portugal. Nowadays, it's a new trend to make them in line with Spanish and French. So it's slightly juicier, slightly more expressive. Let me give you. Yeah. Yes. First from the end. So this
is it a collaboration between a French vineyard and a...
No, this winery, they acquired some new land and they planted Cabernet Sauvignon and Alicante Bouschet. Alicante Bouschet is known to do well in the south part of Portugal, so we decided to plant it in Lisbon area. Alicante Bouschet is doing well in Alentejano, whereas like for the last 15 years there was a trend of replacing technical crops like maize, like grains, with vineyards because of they say like from soil science point of view, over 50-60 years soil became exhausted, so we surfaced. With vines having deep roots, they can still thrive well there. So this is how technical crops were replaced by vineyards. And Alicante Bouschet doing well in the south. They decided they're gonna put it slightly more west north.
You were talking about the west coast part of Portugal.
Yeah.
The mainland. Do you feel anything with the islands, Azores, or Pico and things like that?
Those wines are with visited a couple of Azure Islands. I tried their wines, but what, to my experience, I saw them raising more tea leaves, tea bushes. So,
Oh, yeah, in San
yeah,
Miguel, it's all
yeah,
tea.
yeah.
But like
We don't have at the moment. We don't have at the
No, it's
moment.
hard
It's
to
more
get.
continental part of Portugal.
No, it is.
Yeah, I mean, for wines we're representing.
No, and that's why I was just curious.
Yeah. Number 2 on red. And for you ladies also. So here we have French grapes grown in Portugal, Cabernet Sauvignon and Alicante Boucher, vinified in Portugal, but kind of like modern Portuguese winemaking style, meaning exposing or aging in oak for 18 months. Because traditionally Portuguese reds didn't go into oak. The tannins in wine they were coming from skin, seed, and stem. So grapes were harvested later, and the entire cluster crushed together. So almost like old Greek Georgian style. And this would give enough or sufficient tannins. This is how Portuguese reds, you can slightly chill. They are not too oaky. And that makes it very pleasant, like refreshing red, like chilled red. Okay, and we're going to the last one for you. And here we have a beautiful old style Portuguese red. No oak, no filtration, so unoaked, unfiltered. Coming from Quinta, one of the oldest wineries in Portugal. At one point in its history belonged to royal family of Portugal. So a blend of 4, traditionally a blend. Quinta making it from Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinta Roriz, and Tinta Sal. 4 grapes. So whenever you're ready, yeah. Okay, just a second. I'll be with you in a second. Thank you for your patience. Mhm. So, welcome to our Portuguese wine tasting. Over this little granite table, we'll take you to all famous Portuguese regions, and we start with traditional or classic branded Vinho Verde style of Portugal. Red number 3. Same for you. Yeah. Yes. Or number 3 in reds. Yeah. So this is the old classic Spanish red style, unoaked, unfiltered, 4 grapes, Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinta Roriz, and Tinta Sal. This winery, Quinta Nova, at one point belonged to royal family of Portugal. Nowadays it belongs to royal family of Amorim, of cork business. Amorim controls like about 65 to 70% of cork production, and it corks going for wine industry and also like food flooring, wood flooring, and some other stuff. Yes.
I like it.
Hi there. How are you?
How are you?
Oh, you're on camera.
We are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are filtering what we can say.
I've done it again. Absolutely. And so
What can I
just
give you so you
good
don't
times
stand
we're having.
behind
Folks, once
the-
again, come on down.
The first red.
First thread? Okay.
I think I have my favorite 3 things. Okay. The first and the second.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah, I like Rosé.
So I put it.
Vinho Verde. Yeah, together.
Hmm.
I love everything.
They
Later
don't care about Vinho Verde as wine or Vinho Verde region or
You're always that person. Thank you, bro.
You always
Love you, bro. Okay. All right.
sometimes Vinho Verde is perceived as like low alcohol, lighter, refreshing wine. For some people, it might be not impressive enough, meaning too light. Yes, exactly.
just got a friend Rolo visiting.
Let's hear when Rolo was here.
I mean,
Let's hear when Rolo was here.
there is wine for
Uh-huh.
any occasion,
What's that?
any
Wednesday,
mood,
Thursday?
any person.
Yep.
So,
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you walk through the door
and there is,
like,
like
whoa,
we
what
say,
happened?
there is nothing wrong if
happened
you
to
don't
Finley?
like
How did Finley
particular
just
style
go
wine
inside?
because, like, just
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
like it, and
Exactly.
it's fine. Rosé.
Mhm.
So for rosé wine in Vinho Verde, we're using we have certified 17 grapes, but technically only 5 are really like going into work. Vinho Verde being the region being in the north of Portugal, climate-wise, it's not really good region for red grapes ripening, fully ripening. So there are not solid reds coming from the region. So most of the times, the red grapes harvested at their peak would be kind of like greenish, so with high acidity. And the best they can suit is rosé wine. So here we have Vinhão and Espedeira, 2 grape varieties, so very different, distinct from Vinho Verde whites. But if we talk statistically, 86-87% of wines from Vinho Verde are white wines.
Right.
About 6-9% red, and the rest are rosé. So this is more on a less known, but still getting popularity because of its lighter character and this effervescence.
Testing.
Yeah,
Testing.
I mean strawberry and a little bit. I mean, yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Vinho Verde style is always slightly effervescent. They say technically it doesn't get enough bars in like CO2 pressure to be qualified as sparkling wines. So this is they're like fizzy wines.
Busy.
Yeah.
Next time I'm in Portugal, I go, oh,
Mhm.
it's like a prosecco, and they look at me.
It's like
Wow.
I was visiting this winery, and I say, like, I'm talking to a winemaker, chief winemaker, Filippo Pinto, and I asked, like, Filippo, I learned that Touriga Nacional is a sort of like Cabernet Sauvignon. And he's like, no, it's Touriga Nacional. So there are things that you don't discuss when you visit particular wine regions.
This is my cousin's house.
Yeah.
May I have one more drop of this?
Sure, sure. Yeah, burn.
Indeed.
Bernie, on that one,
Is
I'll
this
have
a favorite?
to deliver you more. 'Cause
Yes,
we
you
got
will.
one case.
Yes, you will.
It's our favorite Portuguese.
It's super, super tasty.
Yeah.
And so this is also, let's see, Quinta Nova, yeah?
Quinta Nova.
As
yeah.
well as
As
the
this
Vino
white,
Branco that we have. So the Vino Branco varietal, remind me what
So
this
Branco
varietal
is white in Portuguese.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like Blanco in Spanish.
Mhm.
So
But the actual varietals, is there a particular
So,
varietal mix? Is it?
yes, it's in this case we're talking about Viosinho, Gouveio, and Rabigado. Rabigado being
Yes.
the major grape.
Okay.
So this is more of a lesser known style because Douro Valley is
Mhm.
famous for their reds,
Right. of
and
course.
we're bringing this Douro white as for educational purpose. So because a lot of people associate whites from Portugal only with Vinho Verde, and they are not familiar with anything else. So Douro white is educational, and this is what I call gourmet style. It's unoaked, unfiltered, so bringing a lot of complexity. After spending 4 months on lease, so it's pretty complex. Chilled well, slightly aged in the bottle or rested in the bottle, like they call, not aged but rested in the bottle, provides pretty nice melony style, like almost like creamy style white for food pairing.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me give you. This is white from Douro Valley. We just mentioned about it being something of a lesser known style because Douro is famous for their reds. Yes. Set? Nope. Only 6.
What's this?
I know 6, 7 sounds cool, but we are only on 6 this time.
Johnny, what's number 7? Where's number 7? Exactly.
We can make a mix of all of them. Will be 7. Sure.
It's on the shelf still, huh?
Number 7's the brown stuff.
The brown stuff, yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Last time was good. Cheers.
It was.
I can give you just a new glass. Yeah. Which one you said you want? Rosé or white?
Well, there's certainly a neat little
Yes. So this is like slightly more expressive white because it's spent on lease for months. So getting additional flavors and complexity.
Now you go to a hotel.
Well balanced, exactly. Nice with soft cheeses. Yeah. Seafood, or like we joke in Moldova, like anything you see and tastes good to you will pair nicely with this seafood.
Membership. That's false.
I mean, I'm the red one in the house. My people loves whites. I'm sure.
I got an email today. All the places I have one.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's open it up for one.
That's the place we're taking parents. Let's take parents to the part of it. And I'm getting points for that.
I think that could be.
Hello there.
How is Evelyn? Oh, wow.
Yes. You got it. Let's see.
So moving to reds. Yes.
There you go. We'll have to
So far we sampled several whites and rosé, which were blends of 2-3 grapes. Here we have monovarietal. I'm stating this because for Portugal, monovarietal wines are pretty unique style wines. Historically, Portugal is making red blends, white blends, rosé blends, like more recent history. There is a belief that they say like one grape variety is not sufficient to make great wine. On the other hand, in Portugal, known for their cork business, there were periods in the winemaking history that cork production was more profitable than winemaking. Why so? Because cork tree, you don't need to cut it to produce cork. All you do, you shave, and after a couple of years, the skin grows back. So it's a kind of lazy style business. You only count money at the end of the day. Winemaking, more labor intense, and everything came like sometimes down. So after a while, there were situations when people didn't track what grape varieties are in the field, in their vineyard. So this is how we came up with such term of field blending. This is another, let's put it that way, theory how blending developed in Portugal. So they would harvest all grapes from the field, would make wine, and say like, we know what grapes, we don't specify percentage. That's why a lot of times, even for only for US market, they would put percentage of grapes. For example, here they specify 50%, 50%.
Okay.
Okay. In case of monovarietal, you don't need to specify, but in Portugal, it's fine not to specify percentage. So after making majority of wines in blend style, mixing, anytime you come across a Portuguese, white or red, monovarietal, always give it a chance because it will be something special. Something, in this case, Felipe was proud that he could launch monovarietal Touriga Nacional, which is the red grape of Portugal. And only, like he mentioned to me at the time of my visit, he mentioned that only 3-4 wineries have sufficient vineyards to produce enough grapes to make monovarietal. A lot of times Touriga Nacional is going into blends. So
I want to thank you for your presentation.
thank you very much for visiting.
Look and taste and walk
Yeah.
it up into the, but, you know, I don't.
We also aim to have it educational, but we like that you loved it so much that you decide to take something with you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I was wondering if we can do that, but
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
certainly can.
Yeah.
We will. How we doing?
Still closed, but
Okay.
keep it around. Yeah, keep it around. Yeah.
I'll grab some more ice.
Don't call them, okay? Just bring it. Yeah. Where we are? Second, first, number two. Number two, we will do this. So number two, we have something pretty rare in style. We have Vinho Verde Rosé. Vinho Verde is known for their white, refreshing, high acidity, light in alcohol wines. 97% of grape varieties in Vinho Verde regions, they are white grapes. To make a rosé, you need red grapes. So there are about 17 grapes certified in Vinho Verde region as red grapes. 5 of them are used for making rosé wines. Vinho Verde region, being in the northwestern part of Portugal, is not very suitable for red grapes. That's why white grapes prevail. It's not enough warmth in some days to make red grapes ripen. So when they are halfway through, they're high acidity, they are good for making rosé. This is how you get rosé in the same style, slightly effervescent, slightly bubbly, and also low alcohol like traditional white. And just
I'll put it on in a sec. I'll just pour first.
yeah, but
I'll speed pour first.
let's make it economical because I'm sure you'll be here after 7 o'clock too.
Hey man, I tell you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for considering the bottom
Thank you.
line.
Second red. Yes. So second red, we have a French expression of Portuguese winemaking. So we have here Cabernet Sauvignon and Alicante Boucher, 50-50, 18 months in French oak. So this line was made to attract some funds for endangered species. In this case, we're talking about Western European honeybee, which since 2004 lost about 40% of world population. And the honeybees are important for pollination. You know, it's nice to have that feeling that you're not only enjoying the time, but you're also helping with every sip you're taking. So we are moving to number 3. Yep. So we put heavier white after rosé because we wanted to show you transition from white Vinho Verde to rosé Vinho Verde. Usually we do whites and then rosé, and then so here we have beautiful white Douro blend. Douro Valley or Douro DOC is famous for their reds. So bringing this white, we're trying to reach kind of educational target because less people know other than Vinho Verde whites from Portugal. And here we have a blend of Viosinho, Gouveia, and Rabigado. Rabigado being the main grape. No oak exposure, only stainless steel, but 4 months on this, making this really rich. I call it gourmet style white. Also, no filtration. Unfiltered wines, they are richer and more complex on both aroma and taste because usually before going into bottle, each wine goes through so-called stabilization or filtering all dead yeast. Dead yeast is dangerous to wine because it can generate or trigger secondary fermentation in the bottle. First, it will be pleasant, it will be almost like champagne, but later on, it converts wine into vinegar. So you don't want that unpleasant surprise. That's why all wines before bottling, they go through filtration or so-called stabilization. So which one you are? You start at the very beginning. Welcome to our Portuguese table. And we start with classic brand name of Portugal whites. Portuguese whites is Vinho Verde, which is the name of the region. The style of high acidity, low alcohol, almost effervescent wines. Makes it very pleasant for everyday consumption. So much so, sometime in a hot summer day, you would prefer to water or any other drinks. To tell you the truth, when you visit Portugal, you will be surprised that even at gourmet stores, price of Vinho Verde might be quite competitive. I saw a bagging box of 3 liters being cheaper than 2-liter bottle of Sprite. So then you have obvious decision what you go with. You're joining us, right? No? Okay. So let me prove it. Yeah. So Vinho Verde for everyone. Technically, it's not having enough bar or enough pressure to be classified as sparkling. This is why Vinho Verde is kind of fizz wine, pleasant for, like I said, it goes well by itself. Before you realize you're hungry or something, like you may be on your third glass. This particular one is 9.5% alcohol. Usually the alcohol level ranges between 8 to 11%. Okay? So Vinho Verde, the region that 97% of grapes are white, and they say like there is no strict limit. They have certified grapes, and most of them like would be Trajedura, Gouveio, Arinto, sometimes Alvarinho, which is sister of Albarino. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 20 grape varieties that are major ones. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And the idea is that all Portuguese wines, most of the times they are blended wines. So we're talking about blends of 2 to 5 grape varieties. And all of us, for example, given the same grapes, if we use them in different proportion, it will be already different style.
I think it's somebody that's like worked in that space. I think it's a lot less stress.
Yeah. Let me give you a second. So Vinho Verde is interesting, but even more interesting is Vinho Verde Rosé, which is more on a rare style because I mentioned 97% of grapes are white, and to make rosé you need a red grape. So here we have the most lucrative grapes for rosé are like they are 5 out of certified 7, and here we have Vinhão and Espedeira. Same style, slightly effervescent. Get closer to me because I cannot move, but you can. Yeah, thank you. So, distracted drinking is dangerous, more dangerous than distracted driving. So here we have 2 grapes, Vinhão and Espedeira. So we have it not only strawberry, light cherry, but we also have a little bit of lemony, lime style, and effervescence is present and low alcohol. So 9.5%. Yeah. So this is the classic, traditional Spanish, old Spanish style, unfiltered, unopened, entire cluster crushed together, 4 grapes, making it like good representation. And it's also coming from one of the oldest wineries in Portugal, established in 1764. Yeah, at one point in its history belonged to Royal House of Portugal. Which one we are? First red. So I mentioned to you that Portuguese wines are most of the time blends. So anytime you see a monovarietal, like in this case, Touriga Nacional 100%, always give it a chance because this style of wines make it to the market only when they are outstanding quality. So in this case, Felipe, the winemaker from South Sebastião, was proud that he has sufficient vineyards and quantity of his grape to make it not blended but monovarietal. Nowadays, around, he mentioned to me at the time of visit, 3-4 wineries, only 3-4 wineries in entire Portugal making monovarietal Touriga Nacional. This is trademark of red grape for Portugal. That's why we call it national red. And stainless steel, no oak, so you get the pure juice without any oak influence. Thank you, enjoy it. Rosé, yeah.
But I'd like to catch up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, next one will be very educational because we're going to Douro Valley. Douro Valley is next door to Vinho Verde region. It's famous for their reds, and I'm gonna show you a white. So
She's been to this. I went to that winery.
I am very pleased to find out about that because this is one of top wineries nowadays. With Michelin star restaurant, I'm gonna open the first. So this white is a blend of three: Rabigado, Viosinho, and Gouveia. No oak, only the newer modern style. We are using oak in Portugal, but old style, no oak. So they would use, they would harvest late and crush entire cluster. Yeah, so tannins would come naturally from skin, seed, and stem.
Now, how long is this lady? How long was it exactly? You laid this down pretty fast. I mean, it's been in the bottle.
So this one, yes, this is what we call aging, but sometimes we prefer to call it resting in the bottle. So it comes down, gets the complexity. So where did we start? Here. You ready for the third one? Yeah.
You do.
Let me do ladies first, if you don't mind. So this one I call a gourmet style, more complexity, more flavors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I worked with my wife because she owns our distribution company, Old Town Cellars, Northern Virginia.
I waited to see if a friend wanted to come.
I've been on the other end of the table.
So think about soft cheeses. Okay, you covered the winery itself, but yes, you're more beautiful in front. Yeah, yeah. It's a nice landscape and it's a curve of the river. We called it. It's the name, full name has a saint lady. I forgot. We call it. Yeah, De Nostra Senhora do Camosa. The idea is that the river, Douro River going through, has a lot of curves, and that particular area was very dangerous for navigation. So much so they erected a little like kind of church or chapel, which was, and every time they little boats navigating, they would stop, pray, to go without problems down the river. This is how initial winery was established. you drink wine and you pray. Amen. Correct. Let's go to the first red. And I'll have to open one more. You're on your second one. Okay, let me give you first. No, because I have a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So here we have, this one is a French expression of Portuguese modern winemaking. 2 French grapes grown in Portugal, matured for 18 months in oak. It's a new trend. Portuguese wines usually don't go into oak because they prefer them bigger but still chillable. With oak, you get too much oak character. And here we have 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 50% Alicante Bouschet. Alicante Bouschet is one of those 17 unique grapes that has not only red skin but also red pulp. So after skin contact, it generates this deep inky red color. Let's go to reds and we can serve you first for your kindness. So Touriga Nacional. Here we have, 100%. Yes. So for Portugal, monovarietal wines are pretty rare style because there is a belief that one grape variety is not enough to make great wines. So they prefer blends. But historically, there was another trend that cork production was more profitable than winemaking. So people would give up wine making and would abandon vineyards for a while. So much so when they came back, they would not distinguish. Thank you. $12.99.
$12.99. I'll take 3.
Thank you.
It says $13.99, Sergio.
Okay, this one was $12.99. I'm sorry. $1 is on me. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. So, no, this one is $12.99. This one is $13.99. I mistakenly, I thought they have the same price, but sometimes we have a Vinho Verde from the same winery, and then they are both $13.99. This time is $12.99, and I thought they have it chilled if you want for right away. Okay. So Touriga Nacional, in this case, we have this indigenous grape. In style is something like, I would say, synthesis of Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. Smooth, flavorful, and nice spicy finish as Syrah. Yes. Very last one, or first from the end. And yes. Bernie will reorder because he didn't believe me and he got only 1 case of it. I told him, like, this is a new one. He's like, okay, because the others did well before. He said, okay, very last one, the most expensive one, we'll take moderately because it's getting hot outside. So here we have traditional or old tradition Spanish red, unoaked, unfiltered, 4 classic grapes for Douro. Late harvest, as always, entire cluster crushed together. Think about pairing it with beef, a good piece of lamb. Like, this is something that you can chat over for a little bit. No rush. This is also vegan. I know some people don't care, but like you can call only certain wines vegan because most of the wines are by definition non-vegan because for stabilization, for filtration, they're using egg white powdered paper filters that immediately excludes them. In this case, for whites, they for a while used bentonite clay, which is small granules that we are using also in cosmetology. But later they started doing it like in Georgia. They are letting sediment with dead yeast go down and they pump only the top. So Yes, there is risk of getting some dead yeast, but usually like they are pumping the best, so it's should be good. Yeah, it's expressive. Yes, we decide like to make it Portugal dedication, especially that World Cup is coming and Portugal.
Viva, Viva Portugal. They just, the US is playing their kickoff game against Germany now. So that's not looking good. So, I mean, a minute and 44 seconds into it, and Germany scored.
Look, this is why it's called football in Europe and it's called soccer here. Yeah, I have to turn it off so I don't get Bernie in trouble.